2019. Sanchez versus Norris. Norris. Yeah, Spanish. Top second, solo home run by my one and only son. Mi hijo está despertando, coño. So, solo home run by Juan Soto to the right field. That will be 1-0, the Nats on top. Top 5, Eaton singles to the right field. Robles scores. That will be 2-0, the Nationals. Nicolas Castellanos home run to the center field, and the Tigers are there, 2-1. That was on the bottom 5. The Tigers did. Top 8, Kendrick doubles to the deep right field. Soto scores from first base, corriendo como el diablo el niño. O sea, he ran like the devil from first base to home, and that will be 3-1 the Nationals. Bottom 9, Plátano Man with the save, 1-2-3 inning, 3 outs. And on that day, the Detroit Tigers 8-man good courtesy of Plátano Man, Fernando Rodney, who earned his first save as a National. So, the player of the game, Juan Soto, my baby, my son, mi hijo, with 2 runs, 1 moonshot, and 1 RBI. On this game, Ryan Zimmerman returned as the designated hitter for the Detroit versus Washington game, and on Friday, he was put on the injured list since April 27, missing 53 games because of plantar fasciitis. Those health names. I'm sorry. So, he went out on miss 53 games because of plantar fasciitis on his right foot, and injury he said was one of the most frustrating ones of his career. Prior to his injury, he was batting .213, .302, and .373 in 22 games, and served as the team's starting first baseman. Since that, Matt Adams has been replacing him, and his bat is hot at bats. And also replacing him and taking turns at second base with Brian Dozier is Howie Kendrick, who is slugging .757 with 6 home runs, and has done back-to-back home runs in his last 10 games. So, on my social networking sites, Instagram and Twitter at Maria Rivera LDH, Maria Rivera LDH, and on Facebook as Maria Rivera, please tell me, how do you see Ryan Zimmerman fitting in with the Washington Nationals right now? So, get on my social media and please let's start a conversation on how do you see Ryan Zimmerman going on as a National. I want to read your opinions and I want to see your feedback on how Ryan Zimmerman is doing. So, yeah, head on my social media and comment on that. June 29, 2019, Rainey versus Alcantara. First 3 innings, both teams were on zeros. Top 4, home run to the left field by All-Star player Anthony Rendón. Then Soto walks, Dozier doubles to the left field. Soto scores, Jan walks, Robles singles to the left field, Dozier scores, and that will be 3-0, the Nats on top. Bottom 4, Nico walks, Cabrera scores, and that will be 3-1. The Tigers are in the game, and they're knocking on the door. Bottom 5, Cabrera doubles to the right field, Castros and Castellanos score. That will be 3-1, and it's a tie game in the 5th, another new game. Top 7, Eaton singles to third base and goes to second on throwing error by Jones. Gomes scores. Gomez, the Brazilian ball player, he scores. Rendón singles to the center field. Eaton scores, and that will be 5-3. The Nationals are on top. Bottom 7, Cabrera singles to the left field, Jones scores. Sac fly to center field by Stewart, Castellanos scores. Nico singles to the center field, Cabrera scores, and that will be 6-5. The Tigers are on top, and they were always doing this. Knocking on the door, guys. Bottom 8, Jones overs to the center field, Castro scores, 7-5 the Tigers, and Detroit won that game, 7-5. The Nationals went down. I'm very sorry about that. So, June 30, 2019, Scherzer versus Zimmerman. Top 4, Suki singles to the center field, Rendón scores, that will be 1-0, the Nationals on top. Detroit remains scoreless during the first 4 innings. Top 5, Eaton singles to the right field and with 2 out, steals the second base. Rendón flies out to the right field. Bottom 7, home run by Dixon to the right field. That will be 1-1 tie game. Top 8, home run by Anthony Rendon to the right field. That will be 2-1. Washington goes back on top. Game ends, Scherzer wins, and Doolittle earns his 100th save game. Player of the game, Matt Scherzer, El Loco. 8 innings, 1 run, 14 strikeouts. That's why he was our player of the week, guys. So now you know. It's perfect. So, 6 games with a 5-1 record for the Nationals last week. That is actually pretty good. I mean, I always say you can strive to be perfect, and they did it. But the universe will always find a way to say, okay, no. We cannot have too many perfect people on earth. You need to tone it down a little. But still, no one as perfect as our Washington Nationals. Maybe I am being a little too cynic with this. Maybe a little bit, maybe a lot. But I do believe that the Nationals are trying their hardest, and they actually can get to the finals. They can get to the World Series, and I will be very much pleased if they do so this year, because they do deserve it, and they have great players with good opportunities to get those focus on the World Series. So yeah. Again, yesterday, the Nationals ended up with a record of 42-41, 2 games under the Phillies and 8 games under the Atlanta Braves. They have a record of .506, 7-3 in the last 10 games, 21-19 at home games, and 21-22 away games. That is actually really good. They are doing a very good job, as I said before, and they do have a chance of making it to the World Series maybe. And if they don't, maybe they can play for the wild card. Who knows? I am very proud of my Nationals, and even though they don't make it on the wild card, or they do make it on the wild card, I will always be proud of my Nationals as I was proud of the Montreal Expos. So keep on choosing them, and keep on saying that they are the best, and keep on with the games, and keep on with the players, because the players do deserve our respect and our admiration, because they are good players and they hit well and they play well. So next time, keep in mind that you need to vote for Anthony Rendon for the All-Star game as a starter, guys. So, their next game for the Nationals are July 2nd, 2019 at 7:05 p.m. Nationals versus Marlins, and from the 2nd to the 4th of July at 6:05 p.m. Nationals versus Marlins, and 11:05 a.m. Nationals versus Marlins. That will be on a Tuesday. I hate that. You know what I remember just now? 4th of July. Congratulations in USA on your independence. 4th of July, you're going to be celebrating with the Nationals on a sweep for the Marlins. I can see the future right now. So, from July 5th to July 7th, they have Nationals versus Royals at 7:05 p.m. on Friday, 4:05 p.m. on Saturday, and 1:35 p.m. on Sunday. So yeah, that will be all for the Nets games. I hope that you can tune in, as I will and we'll be talking about those games and the sweepings very soon. Because yes, I can see the future. I know there will be sweepings there. If it's against my Nationals, I'm going to be very disappointed, but I am pretty sure that the Nationals are going to be sweeping the guys off the field. You have my word, I am psychic, and we'll see what happens next week on Talkin Nets. Okay, so now, let's get to what we are looking for. The All-Star Game reserves and pitchers. But the reserves first, because this is what interests me the most. So for the National League, we got the catchers, Yasmani Grandal from the Brewers. Guys, Yasmani Grandal should have been a starter. He should have been a starter. You guys don't have any idea how frustrated I am with some of the reserves that should have been starters, because just most of the starters, they are there because the public knows them and they say, oh, this guy, I am a fan of this guy and this is cool and he deserves to be there because it's cool. They're not looking much more on that. They're not looking in depth about the players. They're looking just because I am a fan and that's it. So Yasmani Grandal is one of those guys that I say he should have been a starter instead of a reserve, but it's okay. He made it to the reserve. He's on the All-Star game, and that's good enough for now. Second, JT Realmuto in Spanish, from the Phillies. First base, Pete Alonso from the Mets, Josh Bell from the Brewers. Second base, Mike Moustakas. Third base, Chris Bryant from the Cubs, and our one and only Anthony Rendón from the Nationals. He deserves to be a starter. I am not mad because he's in the All-Star game, but he deserves to start the game, guys. So next year, we need to vote for him. We need to get him on the starter list. We need to get him on the top first place on the finalist polls, because this cannot keep happening. We cannot keep voting like mindless idiots, going back and forth voting because we think one is cooler than the other. Anthony Rendon has the numbers. Anthony Rendon has the freaking talent. He needs to get on the starters list. I am not going to get tired of this. I am happy that he's in the All-Star game. Yes, as a reserve, I am not that happy about that, but I am happy because he does need to be an All-Star player. He needs the amount of attention so that people notice that this guy is freaking good. I am happy about that, but next year, he needs to be a starter. Had to say my piece there. I needed to get that off my chest. I need to keep ranting about why Anthony Rendon is a mother freaking best. I need to rant it. I need to just rant about it. So, for the shortstop of the National League, we got Paul DeJong from the Cardinals and Trevor Story for the Rockies.